Either the tokens are burnt or the tokens are frozen. What projects just don't do with their coins? What is the reason for such crypto mockery? In this video we will answer this question. We will also understand the difference between real staking and a staking service and why the SEC prohibits it in the United States. You are on a tropical island in the world of cryptocurrencies, the Sabai channel. My name is Ilya, take a seat and let's go! An ordinary user can imagine staking as a bank deposit, on which a certain percentage of income is charged. But in the case of cryptocurrency, the user sends coins to a specific smart contract address. There, they are blocked for a certain period, and just like fiat money deposited at interest in a bank, bring income to their owner. The question arises, where do the coins that are credited to users as a reward come from? To answer it, we need to understand how the proof-of-stake consensus algorithm, proof of ownership, works. In the video about mining and its environmental impact, we told about the proof-of-work consensus algorithm. This mode needs physical equipment that requires a huge amount of energy. Miners compete with each other in solving complex mathematical problems using mining farms, and whoever has a more powerful farm gets more profit. This race forces network participants to use the most productive machines to the maximum, consuming more electricity and polluting the atmosphere. And this is where the proof-of-stake consensus algorithm based on staking comes into play. Just like in proof-of-work networks, such as Bitcoin and its forks, nodes verify the authenticity of transactions. A large number of stakers maintain the level of security and decentralization. There is no need to purchase equipment, the network does not affect the environment and is easier to scale compared to proof-of-work blockchains. All these benefits are possible thanks to staking. Users who authenticate transactions, validators in proof-of-stake networks, send coins to the smart contract addresses of the node. It is an analog of a miner in proof-of-work blockchains. He performs the same functions, check transactions, and enter them into the blockchain database. For completing these tasks, node holders are rewarded with coins created by the blockchain. The logic of the rewards distribution is written in the code, so no one can influence it. For example, after the transition of the Ethereum network to proof-of-stake, users who authenticate transactions do not receive a fixed income. The distribution logic is tied to the dynamic emission of ETH, which is constantly changing. To date, the crypto staking platform claims 3.95% returns per year adjusted for network inflation. Everything seems perfect. What didn't like the SEC and why did they pounce on exchanges and projects providing staking services? The thing is that not all project founders strive to build an effective product and contribute to a decentralized world. There are project pyramids. Its only purpose is to attract as many inexperienced investors as possible and take possession of their cryptocurrency. Also, unscrupulous platforms can misuse stakers' cryptocurrency for other purposes. The situation with the UST stablecoin is probably the most striking example. When it lost its peg to the value of the dollar, 70% of UST was locked up on the Anchor protocol platform at 20% per annum. And when the investors in a panic began to withdraw their stablecoin to save at least some of the money, the platform limited the withdrawal while UST fell lower and lower and investors could only watch their assets evaporating. This is what the head of the SEC, Gary Gensler, says. After the news about the ban on staking as a service in the United States, he explained the regulator's position. It is about separating staking, where you raise a node in the blockchain network and verify and enter transactions into the blockchain by yourself, and staking as a service. Staking as a service means that the investor transfers his tokens to the platform that takes care of all the technical issues. And the SEC requires only such relationships to comply with federal security laws. Gary Gensler emphasizes that the regulator's control is important and investors need it foremost. How delegated tokens are used, where the rewards come from, and whether the investor gets a fair share. The SEC will control all this, depriving the user of stress and headaches. The cryptocurrency market regulation topic becomes more relevant every day. The fact that the regulator separates staking as a mechanism for verifying transactions and staking as a service suggests that proof-of-stake blockchains are unlikely to be affected. This is also confirmed by the fact that the largest projects on the market, such as Ethereum, BNB Chain, Cosmos, Tron, and many others, work on this algorithm and its varieties. Staking brings many advantages to both projects and users. But it also has its drawbacks. Even if you deploy the node by yourself and do not use the intermediary services, you will have to freeze your tokens for some period. When staking cryptocurrency, you must keep in mind the high price volatility in the crypto market. It can sink so low that even staking rewards cannot cover such fails. A user needs to have a lot of coins to become a validator in the proof-of-stake network and earn cryptocurrency. For example, on the Ethereum networks, you need to lock at least 32 ETH. Because of this, only medium and large investors can deploy their nodes on the blockchain and compete with other network participants. The principle is the same as in mining. But instead of increasing computing power, validators seek to increase their stake. In other words, the number of locked tokens. The larger the stake, the greater the chance of getting a reward. A user who plans to stake cryptocurrency without the help of intermediaries must have specific knowledge and skills. The user should be able to work with the command line and know the basics of the Linux operating system used by most programs to maintain the operation of blockchain networks and verify transactions. The computer on which the node is installed must always be turned on and have internet access. Nodes compete against each other, and it is in the investor's interest to always keep his node online. It is quite difficult to do with a home PC. Life is unpredictable. Electricity can fail, or a router can burn out, leaving you without the internet. In addition to the bad mood, such troubles translate into lost profits from staking. To insure themselves against such situations, experienced stakers rent virtual or dedicated servers. They are permanently connected to the internet and have backup power. There are no ideal mechanisms and ways to verify and approve transactions. The proof-of-stake algorithm based on staking is no exception, but now it is the major tool that retains the advantages of mining and is devoid of a range of disadvantages. With a proper approach, Web3 developers will certainly cope with the problems we discussed today, and we will follow this and tell you. In order not to miss anything, subscribe to the channel and leave your thoughts in the comments. We will discuss, learn and earn together. Sabai to everyone.